I want to talk to you for a minute about ways to grow your group. You know, healthy things grow. Gary says all the time, healthy things grow. And so if you are a healthy group, then it should be periodically you're growing. And this is a good thing because, in Acts 2, we see the model of as they're doing the things, they're balanced, they're devoted to the apostles' teaching, they're praying for one another, they're experiencing the Holy Spirit. At the end of that passage, it says that the Lord added to their number daily. And so we should experience, as we're doing the things, periodically adding to our groups. Now, there's reasons why people might move away. There's reasons why people might move to a different group. Schedules change semester to semester. Things happen. But I want to go through just some basics on how to grow your group if you're feeling like, man, I really want to see my group grow over this next season. The first thing I'd want to say is if anyone has left your group, know why. Is it that there's some things in your group that need to be improved? It could be the group is too long. For sometimes groups will just kind of drag on and people are like, man, I just can't be there for 2.5 hours. And, they drop out because of the length of time of a group. It could also be the group is maybe not balanced. They're doing some things really well, but not some of the other of the 5 things of a life group. So I think my first thing is if you're having people that started with you, and then dropped out, you don't want to find out why did they drop out, and is there things you can do to improve your group to make it stickier, to make it where people will want to come. And I've got a lot of different training modules on ways to put things inside the group that help us model what we see in Acts 2 with those communities. And then once you've kind of thought through why people have left, let me give you some strategies of how to bring more people back. So the first is a simple one. If someone has left your group or just dropped out, have you invited them back? If they enjoyed being there to start with, maybe go back and target people that were there a couple months ago, 3 months ago, and say, hey, I'm kicking off a new series in a couple weeks. And I was just letting you know, if you want to join us, we would love to have you back. So a personalized text, a personalized email, a phone call is a great way to draw people back. Another good thing to think about is the Bless Every Home app is a great way to be praying for your neighbors. And as you pray for them, it may be that some of them would really benefit from being in your group. So as you're praying for them, you may look for an opportunity to say, hey, I'm doing this Bible study at my house on Wednesdays, and we're doing this study on the book of James, and we'd love to have you. And so inviting your neighbors by name is a great way to grow your group. Another great way to grow your group is to invite your neighbors in church. So as you come to church, most people tend to sit in the same place. But if you will just look around you and ask the people in front of you, behind you, to the right and left, half of those people are not going to be in a group today. And those would be great people to invite. Say, hey, would you be willing to come to my group? I got some great little cards that you can use. They're little business cards. You write your name on there when your group meets. Have those in your pocket. Every Sunday, we have different times where you can greet people before or during or after the service and invite them to come visit your group this week. Another great place to invite people is if you have children in Adventureland. When you're waiting in line to pick up your kids, you ask the person in front of you or the person behind you, hey, by the way, I just want to ask, have you found a life group yet to connect with? If not, man, come try mine. We're meeting this week and we'd love to have you. And you give them that card with your contact info and the day and the time, and you invite them in. Another way to kind of help people know about your group is to make sure your realm information is updated. So if you go to onrealm.org, you can go to your group and you can check and see that the information for your group is there. Key bits of information you want to check on is the group details. This will tell you people what study you're doing and just a little introduction from your group. So you'll want to be able to go in there and click on those group details and make sure they're what you want. Another important filter for groups is you want to make sure your day of the week is chosen. So if you go to your events in your group, make sure that your event is still on the correct day and still in the correct time and location for your group. And if you have all that information updated, then you can go to, if someone's looking for a group, they can go to Find Groups. So when they go to Find Groups, then they'll filter by day of the week and they'll see your group in that list. And that's another great way to do it. Another great place to invite people to join your group is Grace Cafe. We generally have this the first Sunday of the month. It moves sometimes, but generally the first Sunday of the month. If you plan to come a little bit early and you come to the first service lunch, there'll be a whole group of people there, and then stay afterwards. Go walk around afterwards and you can look around for people to invite to your life group. So we've talked about your neighbors, we talked about your church neighbors, we talked about your Adventureland neighbors, we talked about Grace Cafe, we talked about keeping Realm updated. If you'll do all those things, if you'll invite just one person every week and make sure your Realm stuff is updated, I pretty much guarantee your group is going to double in size this semester. If you have trouble doing any of those steps, updating in Realm, reach out to me and I will help you get connected with the right resource. We'll get all that stuff updated for you. And it is my prayer that we're going to see all the groups grow this semester and help more and more people find community.